Hello Gemini and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Gemini, let's jump in. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards first, and then we'll dive deeper into the story with tarot as we progress. All right. So let's see what you guys have been dealing with. Recent past for Gemini. Answers you need are coming. You and your loved ones are safe and it's time to release negativity. So this was definitely an energy of feeling really lost. I feel like it's interesting because a lot of times when we feel lost, it can feel like a bad thing. And I'm not saying that what you are going through was easy or to downplay your experience by any means, but sometimes being lost is actually an opportunity for us to create experiences that surpass the ones that we're used to, right? When we're in predictability, everything is the same. The same level of abundance, the same level of love, the same. But when we're in a period of change, yes, it's really scary, but it's also opening up the door for us to embrace something new and something different. And those experiences can end up being some of the best experiences of our life. And I feel like that's a lot of what this energy is about, especially with you and your loved ones are safe. It's like things feel really up in the air and there's a lot of fear here, but I also at the same time feel like A, things are working out better than you think, and B, a lot of times being in that unknown is necessary to get to where you're trying to go anyway. So I think that, the energy of feeling lost is a lot of times just the energy of being in the unknown and outside of your comfort zone, which isn't always a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that it feels good, but it's not always a bad thing. All right, current energy for Gemini. And I do feel like one of the biggest messages coming through is that you are, you're safe, you're protected, you're guided, everything's going to work out better than you think. Current energy for Gemini. Now this is just what you have been dealing with. So let's see where you're at with it right now. Time to give rather than take, a fiery climax approaches. So I feel like you've been in a period of investing in something, a certain path, or maybe this has just been a time for healing. Like whatever it is you've been working on though, okay, here's what I'm gathering. I feel like you're not seeing the progress directly in your reality. Like you're not seeing the results that you want from a certain path, whether it's like healing or investing in something in a career, I'm not quite sure, but I feel like you're not seeing the results that you want, but more is happening behind the scenes than you realize. Like more maybe in kind of like the 5D reality where you're creating with energy and intention and things are shifting. They just haven't shifted yet, like down here. So I do feel like things are working again. This feels like this energy of you being unaware of things behind the scenes and things are working out better than you think. It's just where you're standing right now, you can't see it, which is making you doubt it and maybe even furthering that feeling of I'm feeling really lost and I'm feeling really stuck. What does Gemini need to know moving forward? Energy is gaining momentum. So yeah, you are moving forward towards something. It's just so interesting because it doesn't feel like it to you. Like all the energy is like, yes, you're moving forward. Yes, things are working out. Yes, it's happening. Yes. But like to you, you're like, I'm stuck. I'm lost. Nothing's happening. I don't know where I'm going. Which happens. Okay. It totally, totally happens. Because sometimes our perception of our reality, I mean, it's going to be based on what our human brain can understand and see, right? But our spiritual connection, our spirit is saying, no, things are working out, things are moving better than you think, and you'll see. Like, that's what this energy feels like. Like, you'll see, everything's going to be okay, you'll see. You have this belief in the impossible here. So it's like things are moving toward what feels impossible right now. Yeah, it's like you feel lost, but Spirit's like, no, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Things are working out exactly like they're supposed to. And you're like, what the hell? This isn't what I want. Spirit's like, yes, it is. You'll see. But it's like you're not going to believe it until you get there. It's like you'll believe it when you see it kind of energy too, right? Which I feel like maybe you're sitting here watching this going, I'll believe it when I see it. So I get that. I totally, totally get that. All right. Overall theme of this for Gemini. What does Gemini need to know about the energy that they're in? New moon. Things are shifting. New phases. Oh, okay. Jealousy. Don't let that get to you. I feel like you're looking around and you're going, why does this person get to have this thing? And why do they get to have this life? And why is this happening for them? It is happening for you. I don't know. It's so interesting. It's because Spirit's like, no, it is happening. But you're like, no, it's not. I don't see it. It's not happening. I haven't found the person I want to be with, or this success hasn't come my way. And Spirit's like, yes, it's happening. It's happening. Things are shifting. So don't get caught up in that jealousy, because that jealousy can further a lack mentality. And sometimes that can make it harder for us to break out of lack. And I'm not saying that you don't have a right to feel the way that you do, because your feelings are always valid. But adding a different perspective, I think, is important for sure, especially for this reading in particular, because your perception is completely, how do I say this without, I don't want to be like offend anybody, but it's like your perception, how you're perceiving this is completely wrong compared to what's actually happening. And I don't mean that in a sense like your feelings and your perception is invalid, because like anybody in your shoes would probably be feeling and thinking the way that you are. So I'm not saying that you are incorrect in the sense of like you shouldn't be thinking this way. I more mean that Spirit is saying you just don't understand the full picture yet, and you'll see when you get there, when it happens, like being able to look back and be like, okay, I see why that had to happen that way, or I see why things unfolded that way. All right, Gemini, let's dive into this deeper. The answers you need are coming. You and your loved ones are safe. Okay, you're walking some sort of path. And this path, it feels very divinely guided. You're walking the path, but you feel like you're not getting anywhere. Page of Pentacles with the Page of Cups here. You feel like you're not getting anywhere. You've been walking this path too for a while, and I feel like you have felt like you're not getting anywhere for a while. But you are getting somewhere. But you're like, no, I'm not. Nothing to show for it. So yeah, you're feeling very trapped, because 8 of Pentacles, you've been putting a lot of energy into something, a lot of work into something, and you're not seeing the results that you want. Now, I think that the way that, that's the thing. The way that things are going to unfold are very different than you expect. That's why that's why it's hard for you to understand right now, because you have certain expectations of how things are going to unfold. Things are going to unfold like you expect. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's going to be better than you think. But I feel like you're needing to trust the unfolding more. Because, yeah, you're feeling really trapped. You're putting a lot of work into a certain outcome, into a certain path. You're not seeing the results of it. And I feel like, yeah, because there's the Ace of Pentacles. It's like you feel this opportunity is very meant for you, or like you've been walking this path, but you're not seeing the success that you want. But then you have this Three of Pentacles. This is so interesting. It's like I get one card that says one thing and then one that says another, and I'm literally seeing it as like what's happening and then your perception. What's happening is things are unfolding exactly like they're supposed to. What you feel like is that you're trapped, that things aren't moving, that things aren't progressing. What's happening is that new opportunities are opening up for you. What you feel like is you're failing, or you're behind, or things aren't happening. What's happening is that things are coming together in a way that you can't fully understand yet. What you feel like is that your investments aren't paying off. The energy that you're giving isn't paying off. It's just so interesting. Perception versus reality, right? And our perception really is everything. So I think that this is just the epitome of things are working out better than you think. But I do feel like there's something else here. Something that you're needing to know or to do or to be aware of. I don't know. I don't know what it is yet. We'll see. Current energy for Gemini, a fiery climax approaches, a time to give rather than take. Current energy for Gemini, please. You're facing a lot of resistance. Resistance in the form of fear, doubt, insecurity on this path. And that resistance isn't trying to trip you up. It's not like, oh, the universe is testing you. Because I think sometimes it can feel like that. But that's not what's happening. You're being given, one of the things that I've learned is that like obstacles and challenges, these things are unavoidable, but they're also opportunities. They're opportunities for us to choose faith. They're opportunities for us to believe in ourselves, to believe in our capabilities, to believe in our worth. But we have to recognize them for what they are. If we're not careful, if our perception is nothing is working out and nothing ever will work out, and we experience an obstacle or a challenge or setback, that perception of nothing is working out, nothing will ever work out might cause us to give up on a path, or to throw in the towel, or to stop trying to create a reality that aligns with what we deserve, because we're seeing what feels like proof that it can't happen. I feel like you're in the middle of that and have been on the path toward that for a while. So you're facing resistance, you're facing obstacles, you're facing challenges, and all of these things are providing you with an opportunity to show up for you, because you have this Empress here. Four of Pentacles in reverse, there might be some financial struggles, which makes things a whole lot harder, because of course, financial struggles are really scary. But I just feel like this is Spirit's way of saying, like, you're going to have what you need. You might not know how, you might not see it yet, you might not understand it, but you're going to have what you need. Like, keep moving as if you believe that things are working out, because that's what manifestation is all about. It's acting as if everything is working out before it even happens. And the more that we can embody that energy, the more that we create it. So you're not lost, you're not stuck, you're moving through the journey. You're in the middle of the journey right now, and how you choose to show up is going to depend on what it is that you create. So trust that things are going to shift, because I do absolutely feel like that's the case. I feel like that's the biggest thing coming through in this reading. Here's the Three of Swords. I feel like things have been very difficult. But man, boy, is there a new beginning. It's so interesting. It's like negative, positive, negative, positive. And it's like, but you're headed toward a new beginning. Things feel unsafe, but then you have this Empress. It's like standing in your truth, standing in your power, opening up to receive. Like, it just feels like there's so many good things that are happening, They just haven't found their way to you yet. They're in your energy. They're not in your, like, they haven't manifested in the 3D. So hold on to that. Because I feel like, and I said that this is like a you'll see reading. So you don't have to take my word for it. Keep moving as if things are working out, and you'll see how much everything aligns. What does Gemini need to know moving forward? But be careful of your mindset. Your mindset right now seems to be a really important factor because, again, if our perception is everything and our mindset is so negative and rooted in like expecting things not to work out, we might end up taking action that reflects that, or not taking action because we believe that it won't work. And then that might actually create that lack that we're stuck in. So mindset seems to be really, really important for you right now. What does Gemini need to know moving forward? When I talk about positive thinking on this channel, I am not one who believes in toxic positivity. So I'm not sitting here saying you just need to be positive all the time, like think positive no matter how hard things are, because toxic positivity has never gotten anybody anywhere. When I talk about positive thinking, it's about reaching for the most positive and faith-driven thought that you are capable of accessing in that moment. So what that might look like is, instead of being like, everything's great and working out better than I can even imagine. If you can't fully believe that, allow yourself to say, I am open to the creative solutions for my life to unfold exactly like they're supposed to. I am open to the divine support and guidance of the universe. You're able to access that, right? You're able to be open to that. And then, once you're able to kind of find yourself feeling that a little bit more, then you're able to say, I'm trusting that the next step is going to appear, and I am taking every single step that appears in front of me that moves me toward the life that I desire. Like, this isn't about just like being so positive all the time through everything, because that isn't going to help you, but this is about accessing whatever positive thought you are capable of accessing in this moment, because that's going to create your perspective. You're going to be more open to solutions and possibilities and opportunities when they present themselves. You might even see opportunities, possibilities, and solutions that you wouldn't see if you are closed off. And a lot of times when we are so focused on lack, we get really closed off to those things. Even if we think we're not, most of our response to our reality is happening within. So there's that Four of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands, you have the Lovers, and you have the Four of Cups. This is literally like, look at this. This kind of looks like a finish line. Is like, to me, like, right? Like you've been running a race and you make it through the finish line. That's what this is giving to me in this energy. So I don't know who this is for, what this is about, but I do know that you better freaking keep going because you're going to get to where you're trying to go. Keep going, keep putting one foot in front of the other. Things are working out better than you think. I feel like, one of the hardest things about being a human being is trusting in the unfolding of our life when we feel like nothing is working out. And I think that is where most people give up on their dreams or their goals or their paths, or they start to settle, or they go back to old cycles, or whatever the case is, because you are inevitably going to face obstacles and challenges and setbacks that are going to look like nothing is working out. You might be in the middle of that right now. Don't believe it. Don't allow that fear to trick you into believing that is a truth and that things aren't working out, because things are working out better than you think. And that is the biggest thing that Spirit wants you to know in this reading. Is all working out better than you think. You will see how easy things align, and it's going to align with what it is that you deserve here with the Lovers. So, but don't get caught in that lack, the jealousy, the, comparing, and because when we start to focus on that, then we sit in that energy of lack. So you have a new beginning headed your way. Trust it. Trust it, Gemini. All right. We're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to dive deeper into these messages, ultimately asking the question, what do you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? So this extended is all about focusing on what you can control. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Gemini, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Gemini.